Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So, I want to address something that came up in the comments here recently. It's definitely a reflection of what a lot of us mixed and biracials go through with being silenced or told who we are by other people who police our identity. And it's also a big reason why I created this channel. Someone mentioned to me in my comments that I'm not the right kind of black enough, or that I'm simply a white woman with some Afro-Latina admixture, unlike ADOS or FBA. These are the African Americans that are descendants of slaves. So basically the black people that are in America right now. And I want to say many black people, including the Afro-Latinos and Caribbean blacks, were slaves, but the ADOS and FBA are specifically to the land, the US, the North America. And this is a new level for me of you can't sit with us. And it's really crazy. So maybe perhaps others out there have went through this or had someone from one of these groups tell you that now you're not even the right kind of black. Basically just because of the way that you're perceived and how maybe your phenotype is or whatever your mixture is. I have to say that this kind of comment speaks to a much larger issue that mixed and biracial people, particularly those of black and white descent, constantly face. And I'm addressing it because this comment represents what a lot of the struggles of being biracial is with being othered. It's not just about this comment and what this person is saying, because honestly, when I first read this comment, it sounds like trolling, but whether it's trolling or not, it's a deeper issue. So let's just go ahead and read the comment. Another sincere question, Aurora. You are obviously a strong woman who enjoy direct questions. So here we go. You have repeatedly stated that your mom is a beautiful white woman and your dad is heartthrob Cuban man, half Afro-Latino and half Euro. That makes you, Aurora, 75% white and 25% African tribal, right? I guess that's supposed to say, in other words, Aurora, you are literally 75% European and 25% African tribal. That means you are not us. Like Kendrick Lamar said, we are ADOS FBA, aka the only Americans. We come directly from America. We built America. It's literally our native ancestral home from 400 years ago. We are not African nor Cuban. We are something completely different than you. 100% American, born and bred here centuries ago. You, Aurora, are a grand mixture of Cuban, Latino, European, African tribal mixture. Non-American, not us. Awesome for you, sis. Rep that, girl. Own it, girl. Stand on business on your Euro-African tribal lineage. You keep saying black, but your blackness is completely different than our blackness, and I don't know if you understand that. Like, your blackness is African tribal. That certainly is not us ADOS FBA. We are completely different than Africans. One last thing. Since you are 25% African tribal, and you are deeply connected to that, why not talk about Africa, like Nigeria, Ghana, Somalia, etc.? They really do need your help. So why not connect with your ethnic people on the continent? Why are you tethering yourself to us ADOS FBA, using our slang and all? Or just connect to your 75% European side. Join their spaces as a white woman and connect with them. Why tether yourself to a people you have no lineage with? Us, ADOS FBA. P.S. Aurora, I highly respect your thoughts, which is why I wrote this long post. Please let me know your thoughts on the sincere points I have raised here. You're essentially a white woman with African tribal admixture. Cool, good for you, girl. Rep that. Go to Africa and help your people. And join European spaces and rep that side too. But you are not us, so why the tethering to us like using our slang? After all, your native tongue would be Spanish, not American English like us. FYI, Aurora, please be kind, patient, and loving with your reply. You seem to carry yourself in an honorable way, so please keep that same loving, kind energy in your reply. But I do want to hear your thoughts on these topics, or just make a video response. That would be even better. Okay, I really find it interesting that they want me to be nice because I feel super disrespected. This person basically was trying to say my race. So let me specify real quick. I never once said that my dad is a Cuban heartthrob and my mom is a beautiful white woman. My dad is half Cuban. He does not identify as Cuban. He identifies and is treated like a black man. So he is black, first of all. My parents are gorgeous. I am definitely not going to deny that. But seriously, I think you're projecting or assuming just a little bit here because I would never refer to my dad as a heartthrob. Cringe. That's disgusting. I would never do that. My parents are good looking and all, but I've never said that ever in my videos, ever. Also, I'm not sure of what slang that you're speaking of because I'm not part of a cult. So I speak the way that I speak, and any slang that I use is based in where and how I grew up. I have no idea what you're talking about. Biracials are often silenced, shoved into a category that's convenient for others, or told that we're not enough or of something. And honestly, for me, this comment about not being American slave black, basically, or being black American from slaves that were here, this reflects this tendency to gatekeep the blackness of mixed and biracials who happen to have other mixes as well. And first off, every single black person in America originated from Africa. So to mention that any African brought to another country other than the U.S., because geographically the U.S. isn't the only America, it's North America. But anyway, any African that is brought to a foreign land as a slave has overcome, worked hard, and helped build that country. So we're talking in Brazil, we're talking in all of South America, we're also talking in the Caribbean. It's not just the U.S. Comments like these are essentially deflecting from other black people who were colonized as well and enslaved. Even in the U.S., the slaves kept their rich cultures from their African countries, many keeping their names. You should actually read the book Roots or My Name is Not Angelica, because it really does give a good look into how a lot of the slaves coming here to the U.S. still kept their cultures. Slaves all over, including America, would still have celebrations and speak their native tongues. And it was often secretive, but they did keep their rich heritage alive in the midst of captivity. To tell me to go help my African people, I can say the same for you, sir or ma'am, whoever you are, because you're even more African than me. If you took a DNA test, that black American that you are, it would likely put your ancestry in West Africa, not America. Okay? Just like most blacks from all over the Americas, not just the U.S., I may have a smaller percentage of African than I do European, but it doesn't negate my ethnicity at all. And I have to say that as a mixed person, I thought I heard it all, but never have I heard someone tell me not only am I not black enough, but now I'm not black American enough who descended from African American slaves. And I'm pretty sure that my grandma is a black American woman born in the South, and her ancestors were brought to the U.S. unwillingly as slaves. They contributed to society and are real Americans. I can trace my roots back, but can you? And it's like people think they can define what blackness or any identity should look like based on their own narrow view of history or race. Because when things are convenient or the narrative fits into whatever box people are putting biracials and mixed people in, all of a sudden we're as black as the next black person. But I personally think that trying to fit in any box gives off cult vibes. Like this whole thing is a cult to me. Because why do you have to be in any part of group? You're just black or you're just white or you're just mixed. But anyway, I digress. Instead of policing others and their black American roots, you should pick up a history book and stop trying to tell others what their blackness actually is. And the reality is mixed people, biracial people, and essentially those of us who are actually black and white, both, occupy a unique space. We have our own type of duality. We live at the intersection of two worlds, and sometimes neither world fully accepts us. We get told that we're not black enough or not white enough, and both communities try to police how we identify or speak up. We're always silenced. To say that you're not like us or I'm not a real American because to you I'm not American black, a descendant from slaves is absurd. And also, saying I should go to white spaces as a predominantly white woman, that's actually hilarious. I'm going to start identifying as a white woman with black admixture and see how many stares I get. Seriously. Maybe I should ask to join the KKK while I'm at it, since I'm mostly European. Come on now. Seriously? Yeah. Anyway, you say I also should go to Africa to help my people? Excuse me, what? I'm from here. Shouldn't you go back to Africa then too, since that is where your descendants originated from? Certainly, they didn't originate in America. And if the argument is the length of time, my people also, from my white side and black side, were also here 400 years ago. Plus, yes, I do have more European mixture than maybe the average mixed and biracial because of my Latina mixture. But no one gets to tell me who or what I am. Trying to take away from my lived experience, my family history especially, and my connection to my blackness simply because my skin tone or my upbringing might not fit someone else's idea of what being black should look like is precisely mixed and biracial experiences, what I've been talking about, what a lot of mixed and biracial people talk about. And some more than others, of course, might actually go through what I'm going through right now. It all depends on your phenotype. And I guess now it depends on what kind of black you are. My blackness is not dependent on anyone else's approval. And no one can take that away from me. I can't and won't erase parts of myself to fit neatly into someone's box. Honestly, none of us should have to. Whether you're mixed, biracial, or fully black, we all come from different experiences, and all of them are valid. Not all black people are the same. Not all mixed people are the same. Not all white people are the same. So you might come from similar cultures, but it doesn't mean that everything that you go through is the same. And it's really giving cult when you say, you're not like us. And at the end of the day, we have to push back against these divisive narratives that try to tell us we don't belong. All you're doing is the white man's work because this is what he wants. He wants people of color to fight each other in their groups. He didn't have to do the work anymore. Our identities are complex, rich, and rooted in more than just someone's limited idea of what it means to be black, mixed, or biracial. So that's my rant. I just wanted to bring that up because this is the type of comment right here that I have faced my whole life. I can't speak for all biracials because I know that some of them may not have this many, I guess, aversions to their mix or whatever this is. But for the most part, most biracials have this duality and they're constantly at war with both sides because there's always someone like this person trying to say, I don't belong or I'm not the right kind, or tell me to go to some other space. It's just another form of silencing. So for anyone out there who's ever felt silenced or dismissed because of these types of comments, I hear you. Just keep owning your story and your identity and don't let anyone make you feel like you're not enough of anything or you're not the right kind of black or the right kind of white or whatever the case is, because this is essentially what divides us all anyway and why we keep having these race wars. And it's really dumb. So thank you guys for listening. Until next time, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Peace.